Hey guys, I'm Jason with Outdoors Unlimited, and unfortunately I have to make this video. I didn't think I'd be making it as soon as this, but here I am. We have a 2022 Jayco 242 BHS, and it's only 4 years old. We got a leak. So in this video, I'm gonna clean the roof, prep it, and let's see how it goes. My wife asked ChatGPT, and they said the most common area is this overhead light that is usually not sealed well. At first I had actually thought, you can see I put some tape here. I thought it was these little grooves, because if I pull this tape back, here's a good example. You'll see this here is kind of dry, and it doesn't look as good as that top piece. But since I have dampness coming from higher above, I don't think it's coming in through here. Although that doesn't look good, I'm gonna buy some silicone to seal all this all over again, the sides. People usually don't talk about the sides. All right guys, so it's about 5 p.m. now, and the Florida sun is starting to set a little bit where it's not so hot out. And now I'm going to show you a few things that we need to look at on the RV. So the blinker lights, or these lights here, you want to inspect them all, because water can get back here. Any little crack, water is going to get in there. Now the main area of concern that I have is right here. You see all this previous silicone and the separation here? Any water that gets in there is gonna drip on the inside. But then when you get down here, look how big of a separation gap you have here. And what I find real disturbing is, look at this. Back there is already starting to turn black. So that means water has been coming in through here and sitting in there. This is soft. And then this is the previous silicone, the original. It's stuck on, but this is all loose. Same thing on this side on the front. This is the front end cap. Look at this big gap here. That's poor craftsmanship. Okay? No matter what they want to tell you, they're building these things too fast, too cheap, and after they get you out of the door, nobody cares. Look at this here. Look. So water gets in through there and seeps down inside. We need to clean all this out and reseal it. On this side over here, this side looks good. This is still intact. And then you push on it, nothing happens. This is solid. Still good. Still good. Still very good. This one here is still good, but it does move. Look at this. There's a separation there. Any little bit of water is going to get in there. As long as it's closed, it's fine. Water's not going to get in. But if you're traveling down the highway and that's opening, or any day now, it's just going to open enough and stay open. This is foam. So it's sitting in there with pressure on top of foam. Why couldn't they make the whole RV like that? With this foam gasket all around the edges. This is nice. But you still got to keep an eye on it and make sure that doesn't dry out. Over here, this is foam. You have more foam here. Foam. Why couldn't they have put foam in the front end cap covered by silicone? Make it perfect. So here you got to inspect all these seals. The cable TV outlet. You might overlook this, but look. That little cavity right there. Water's going to get in through there. And folks, this is behind your shower. You're never going to see that rotting behind your shower. This little light here, all this silicone or whatever they used, it's dry. Once that gets a little cavity or a little hole, it's going to run down. And obviously there's some wires out coming out here for this light. It's gonna go in those wires. I guarantee you they didn't cover those wires with any type of silicone. It's just a little hole and the wire is gonna come out. So this water is gonna ride down there until it gets to that wire that's gonna go inside your RV. 1 month, 2 months, a year later, you're gonna have all this wood inside here rotted behind your shower. You're gonna smell mold. You're gonna think your shower's moldy, but it's this wood that's rotting. This here was still sealed very good. Look, there's no flex, there's no movement here. This is good, but you gotta keep an eye on it. Look at this brake light here. Look at the gap. Look at this gap. There's foam there, but the water's gonna sit there until it eats that foam away. It's gonna go inside and it's gonna rot. This is good. This is still, they're still solid. Fresh water tank, completely cracked. You see all that? All the cracks? So we'll probably scrape some of that out and put the new silicone that I have. Save money, get the Asdel siding, so you could just wash it. This siding here, I spend a lot of time washing it because it turns black, as you can see. And I don't think it holds up as well as a solid piece of Asdel siding. Downside to that is if it gets damaged, you have a bigger job, where here you just have to replace a panel. But I haven't had to replace anything yet on this. So let's get up on the roof now. I haven't been up there and I'm afraid to see what's up there, how bad it really is. But let's go check it out. So before making it up to the roof, I noticed this seal is out on the slide out. I guess I'll have to open that up and figure out why this came off. It looks like it's just an extra crush seal, so you get a good solid seal when the slide out is closed. But if you don't get up here and check this out, this little area is going to pool water, and that can create a problem. And then this looks all right, but this is coming up. I'm going to purchase some more Eternabond tape to tape this up again. I'll probably put tape with Dicor, a bead of Dicor over here. All right, before even getting on the roof, I'm looking here, I'm missing a screw here. Any little bit of water can seep in through here, and it's gonna go down. And this isn't where I have the leak, this is somewhere else. This is right over by the slide out. This is by the pantry. I have a pantry inside. I would never know if that's leaking. I have to check that out. But this screw's missing, so maybe I'm gonna put some Dicor here. What I'm thinking about doing is getting the Eternabond tape and starting it below this screw. Maybe buy a 6-inch tape to start here and come down and overlap this screw. Because if I overlap this screw, there shouldn't be any way of water penetrating, because then it'll go inside this gutter and drip out. But I'm thinking about overlapping this screw here and coming all the way down. And then that will seal this screw as well as this gap here where the roof membrane ends behind here. Because after a while, if the sealant dries up or comes out of here, you're gonna have water that's gonna come in here and sit inside and eventually seep in. If any of these screws back out, if they're loose like this one, you're gonna get water inside. So again, if I put the Dicor, the Eternabond tape, starting from here, come down and overlap this screw head, I think that'll be a good seal. And then look at this here, how dry this is. Look at this. This is missing a lot of sealant. And then we'll look at this one. This has some type of hole here. But look, this is peeling away from the RV. So I don't know if I can get that back up and put either silicone or Dicor there So let's get up on the roof now and take a look. So this Jayco is a post-COVID Jayco. It didn't come with a ladder in the back, so I have to bring my own ladder, put it up against the side of the camper and climb up. Before COVID, they had the ladders in the back that you just climb right up and make life easier. So this is my first time up here. We're gonna inspect everything around here. I don't see anything too bad. I'm gonna go to the area where I have the leak. This is where I have the leak. Now my roof is still wet because it's early in the morning, so this is still damp. But I can see, I guess, some water pools here. So any little crack inside here is gonna cause it to drip down. See here, the water is pooling. I don't see anything major, but any one of these little cracks, the water could seep in. Here's another screw that's loose. So water could be slowly seeping in through there, going down that side wall. This is on the side now. This is on the side. So water could be seeping in through this loose screw. And again, if I put the Eternabond tape under that screw and come up over a few inches, maybe that'll solve the problem. So I'm thinking about sealing it first. See, this has a bunch of cracks. See, this is a perfect example here of what happens when you get these little holes. I just popped it, but the water sits in there like a jacuzzi, and if it doesn't dry fast enough, it's gonna seep in. So this has a lot of little divots in it. There's some scratches here. You see that? That looks like a branch must have hit it. I don't know why I have these weird, like little tears. Like this is a tear. I don't know how deep that is, if that goes down to the wood or not. But maybe if I get the Eternabond tape and just put a patch there and put a patch here. Here's the bathroom vent. You'll see here another little divot. There's a big one here. So if that water just sits there, look, it's gonna find its way in. Here's the shower skylight with a lot of divots. So I can either put a strip of Eternabond tape right over or put some Dicor. I don't know yet what I'm gonna do. So this video is gonna take me several days to make. First, we're gonna wash the roof. I'm gonna try Simply Green, that I've heard a lot of people say works well. Then after I get Simply Green and we get the roof clean, I'm gonna use Dicor and Eternabond, and we're gonna seal everything up. Then we'll go to the interior and I wanna take apart that wall and see how bad the back of that wall is. So I hope this video is helpful for anybody. Make sure you get up on that roof, check it out before it's too late. I waited a little too long. I was confident in everything. I should have got up here sooner. So let's get this roof clean. All right, guys, so I just did a quick trip to Home Depot and I bought Simple Green. Somebody said it works good. I've used all different types of products up here. Awesome from the dollar store works really good, but I decided to give Simple Green a try. And I'm gonna fill it in the spray bottle, spray it down, scrub it off. The sun finally came out. We're in Miami, and as you may know, it rains almost every day here. So it's about noon right now, so I'm gonna scrub it down real good, and the sun should dry up whatever residual water stays up here. And maybe later on this evening or tomorrow, once it's all dry, I'll check it out and see if we put some Dicor or some tape on the roof today. So I just wanted to show you real quick. Look how the water pools up on the slide out. That's not very good. It runs off, and luckily here in Miami, we have very hot days, so after a good rain, it'll dry up. But if you're somewhere else where it's cloudy, that water's just gonna sit there. And the first little chance it gets, it's gonna seep in. So far, it's coming out pretty clean. You can see the water running off the slide out here. If that tape's not sealed, it'll go right in. So I'm going to reseal that tape, and it goes right here onto this, and it drips. So if this stuff here wasn't sealed correctly, it's running right into here. If this, for any reason, if this is not sealed correctly, it's going to go right inside the slide. So I'm going to seal all this up later. But I'm afraid I don't want to put too much because I like this little waterfall. If I don't have that, the water's going to pool up here. So we'll figure something out to get the water to run out. I don't know if you could tell earlier because it was cloudy, but how dirty these sidings get. Maybe you can see the top where I scrubbed it with the broom, and then the rest is dirty. And those are the lights that ChatGPT said tend to leak on this model. Again, it's a 242 BHS. Alright guys, so here's my arsenal that I'm going to be using on the roof. I got this silicone, it's geocell silicone. I got that for the side walls that I showed you earlier on the front end cap. I think I'm going to put silicone inside those cracks. As well as on top of the slide out, there was that little bumper on the top that it looked like it had silicone before. I'm going to use that. Before we do anything, I'm going to use this Eternabond cleaner to wipe down the area. I'll leave links down in the description of this video. Pretty much everything I got on Amazon, except for this lap seal. People were talking highly about this. This is from the RV Roofman. He has a website. I think it's rvroofman.com. I'll leave it down below when I look it up. He had a sale, buy one, get one free. So I bought two and I got 4. As well as this Eternabond tape. It's 4 inches by 50 feet. I think I'm going to use this around the front end cap. I'm going to use the sealant around the skylight and around the other fixtures that are up on the roof. This is non-leveling. So basically you put this on any edges that you don't want it to seep down. And this is leveling, self-leveling, so it's going to spread out. I'm sure you've seen plenty of videos of how that works. And I bought a new caulking gun. Well, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you liked it and found it useful. If you did, here's a sneak peek at our upcoming video where we're going to put down Dicor as well as some Eternabond tape. Please subscribe and hit the notification button so you'll see our video as soon as it gets released. Thanks for watching.